Welcome this Sunday night. We are live. Enjoy the show.
Upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com. Law & Order SVU streaming now.
Hello and welcome into the Sunday edition of Darkness Radio. I'm Tim Dennis in for Dave Schrader. Again, we mentioned yesterday, it's been a little bit of a tragic week this week as Dave's father-in-law, Ed Field, passed away during the week suddenly. We want to extend our condolences to Winnie, Dave's lovely bride, who lost her father this week. And, of course, extend our condolences to Winnie's sister, Kelly, as well. We dedicate today's program and, of course, yesterday's program to the memory of Ed Field. Today's program is an interesting one indeed, and one that Dave had picked out earlier this week. And it comes from February of 2016, February 26th of 2016. Our first guest for the first couple of hours, quote unquote, although the program only runs 2 hours this Sunday, is Detective Robert Snow. And he talks about his encounter with an angel and the remarkable signs of angelic contact up until that contact with the angel. In the third hour of the program, and I use air quotes when I say the third hour of the program, we talk with famed author Thompkins and Officer Tyler Beddoes and his contact with an angel and past lives. That comes up in today's program. And without further ado, we'll get into that program right now.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is the best in paranormal talk radio. Darkness Radio is on the air. I'm Dave Schrader. That's Tim Dennis. Tim, tonight we've got an interesting look at angels. Proof of Angels, the definitive book on the reality of angels and the surprising role they play in each of our lives. That's later on in the show. Ptolemy Thompkins and Tyler Beddoes will join us to discuss that. Some of the more current miracles and fascinating stories.
Get into that program.
Speaking of fascinating stories, Robert Snow is going to spend the first couple hours with us this evening, and he's the author of Portrait of a Past Life Skeptic, the true story of a police detective's reincarnation. And I know you and I are fascinated by the idea behind reincarnation.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And, you know, when you hear these stories of kids having these memories of things that they shouldn't know, family bonds and ties that they still feel as though they're related to those people in this lifetime. Sometimes so strongly they don't even feel connected to their actual biological family. Mm-hmm. And those are kind of heart-wrenching stories to me.
They are, yeah.
You know, when you get to, and some of these children, it's usually in a lot of these foreign countries, you know, and the children are like, no, this is my family. You know, and they're relating to their old family. Mm-hmm. That's got to be brutal as a parent to deal with. And wanting to just kind of pick up where your life left off, but now you're in the body of a child. You know, that's right. Just got to be a head trip to try to figure your way around. Not often do we hear solid stories of proof of adults' reincarnation. Right? I mean, think about it. What, you know, we hear about all the kid stories all the time. Sherry Lee Laird, who did the Marilyn Returns story, that was when she was an adult that she found out. And a fascinating episode, too. We should dig that out of the archive sometime because I really like that one. That was a neat story. But most of the reincarnation tales we hear, and see, I'm always concerned, too, when you're an adult and you go get reincarnation memories back from regression hypnotherapy sessions and things. Mm-hmm. You know, I was talking to Jen, a listener, she was telling me she's always felt a tie to like the Civil War and World War II.
Okay.
And she thinks she might be reincarnated from that time.
Okay.
Well, if you have that feeling in your mind already, if you go in for regression and you're already kind of predisposed to think that because you feel an affinity for that part of history, were you truly reincarnated? Or because of your fascination and the things you've seen and the stories you've read and the history classes you've taken, do you start to superimpose your own story into that?
It's a very good question.
Now, you know, in some cases, I guess, unless you can get specific, and if you can get down and dirty and you're, you know, Tim, your name was Duncan Jones and you were in Civil War, you were in Battalion 52 of the Kentucky fighting whatever, right? And we go look and we research and bam, there's the list and bam, there's Duncan Jones. That, to me, that's fascinating. Unless, of course, you've gone over those research books before and that name jumped out at you because you like Dunkin' Donuts and there's the name Duncan, right? And it just kind of stuck with you.
It's a good way to tie it together.
Right. So you've got to, you know, that's why I would love to go in for a regression. But I'm so fearful because of the things and the time eras I feel so pulled towards that I'm either going to, this is my thought. I was in the 20s and in the 50s. And those will be my story points. That's what I believe will come out. Unless they somehow take me back and I'm, you know, a Roman gladiator. But that seemed like a lot of work and really